Hello everybody and welcome to our fourth video in the latest Python series for beginners. So today we're going to be doing if statements, so that is all about selection, which is a key concept in programming. So selection will allow you to execute code only if this initial condition is present. So I'll give you a very basic example and then we'll talk more about it. So let's type a variable and let's set it equal to 3 for now. And I'm going to say if variable equals 3 colon print That's what we're going to print. So this is, I'm just going to run this first, and so you see the output. So it will give you 3. So this is the basic way of writing if statements. So you have the keyword if, as you can see, it's in orange, signifying its keyword. And if you don't use the if statement, the if word, then it won't be an if statement at all. And this here is the condition that we're checking for. So we're checking if variable is equal to the value 3. And when you are testing if something is equal to, then you have to have 2 equal signs. Because if you had 1 equal sign, it would be a syntax error, because this would be an assigning syntax. See how we assign variables with the equal sign, and it will be the same here. So we need 2 equal signs as a comparison. So I'll run this to show you how it's a syntax. See, invalid syntax error. So it has to be 2 equal signs. And at the end of every if statement, like much of also functions and else statements and try, except blocks, all these other types of these key blocks that you can have in Python, you need to end it with a colon. So just 1 colon at the end. And a colon signifies that the next layer underneath it has to be indented. So all this code here must be indented if it's inside the if statement. So you see how my print statement is indented. If it wasn't indented, then this would throw an error because it's expected an indent block. And of course, you can always have a keyword break here, which means that it will just ignore what's ever in there and it will still print 3. Break is outside the loop. Well, okay then, fair enough. So we need to indent pretty much. So if variable equals 3, print 3. So that is basically if statements. So, but with if statements, you also have else statements. And else statements always are tailored with an if statement. So it will first check the if statement. It will check if variable equals 3. And if it finds that this is false, if it's true, it will execute all the code. But if it's false, it will go down to the else statement and run whatever in the else statement. So we else colon, and the next line is indented, and we're going to print not 3. So now I'm going to change the variable value to 4. So now the variable does not equal 3. So it should run the else statement and it should say not 3. Not 3. There we go, exactly. And this is all type of selection. So you can separate your code for different scenarios. And you can do multiple scenarios. So you can have nested if statements. So you can have if statements inside of if statements. And if you want to check 2 conditions, then you could also write another if, or you could write elif. To show that it's part of the same set of if statements. Other programming languages have else if, but elif is the way you do it in Python. And then you check for another condition. So let's say variable is equal to 4. So we'll check that, and then we can print 4. So now this else is not going to run because it's checked this and this comes false, but then it checks this as well, And since it comes true, because 4 is obviously equal to 4, then it won't do the else statement. So let's say it will probably print 4. There we go. So if statements just check for conditions, and that could be any type of condition. So we don't have to have it in a integer form. We could also have, let's say, age. If you were checking for something's age, so let's say you had a form that you needed to sign in, and the age had to be a certain amount. Let's say the age is 10 years old, and if age is less than 12, then we're going to print you are too young to enter this form. So that's just a scenario you could have, and then it will run and it will print that you are too young to enter this form because your age is lower. And also we could have we could gather input from, so we could have age is the integer input of enter your age, so the user can enter it itself, make that look more like a form. There you go, you are too young to enter this form as you are only 5 years old. And you could also have your name. Let's say that's input enter, oh that's a capital one, enter name. If name is, and you could have strings here as well. Let's say if your name is John, then it will print, oh my, print, very slow, print hi John. And if it's not, so else, print hi. So let's run this, and we're going to input our name, and we're actually going to try John for the first time, and it will say hi John. And if we let's say this, we enter something like Mark, then it will be just be hi, because it ran this code when we ran John, and this code when it's not. So notice though, when you do it with strings, it needs to be case sensitive, because if I typed in John with a capital J, it would just run hi, because it's checking if it's equal to John with a lowercase j, and it's not, so it prints this one. So you would have to do some error handling for that. But basically that is all there is to if statements. So they're not very complex. You just write if and the condition. I mean, JavaScript has more complex if statements than Python. So it's very basic, very easy to learn, and quite fundamental. So that's it. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you do, consider giving it a subscribe or a like. It's free, and you can change your mind if you don't want to keep it subscribed. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and bye.